Cool. Welcome to the casting couch.
What's up?
So, do you know why you're here?
I don't know. To have a little fun.
Okay, real talks before I
Why
get
am
triggered.
I need some money.
No. Welcome to the Filipino Garage podcast. It's not a Filipino garage anymore. We are actually in the
Cosmic Cube Studios. Yeah.
So this is a legit spot, a creative kind of location, a warehouse with a whole bunch of cool things. Maybe I'll do a video pad of it later.
End.
This is dope. So we have like games here. You
see that place over there? They put consoles and stuff over there.
Consoles, old school arcades, consoles, big old Christmas
air hockey
tree.
table, just because that's blast.
And technically their podcasting studio. There's like couches, there's a big old table there, and way more
There's a DJ
equipment.
booth. There's a mixing thing in the back, huh? Yeah.
So shout out to
Cosmic Cube Studios. Yeah.
They're low key. Their website is taken down right now because that's the exclusive. You need the hookup from the connector.
Yeah.
So if you on the Facebook Asian Creative Network, you know who to reach out.
Angelo Lirazan.
Shout out, pop tag, poop poop. Okay, but anyway, you are here and you are my homie. You are my cousin.
I was like, is that all I am to you? Just your homie?
You are my cousin.
Yeah.
And I'm super...
On your mother's side?
On my mother's side. Talking about my mama?
Yeah, my mama too. They sisters, bro. They sisters.
I was just with both of them today.
Yeah,
I drove them
I'll
to
be with y'all
Lola.
tomorrow, though.
Cool.
Wow.
You are my cousin on my mom's side. Her oldest sister is you.
The son.
I mean, the son of your older sister. You look really young.
I'm an elderly female Filipino.
I think we both are inside.
Dude, don't hit me like that.
Triggered.
I think so. Sometimes.
Sometimes to think that we were raised in a household led by older Filipino women, I think there are some aspects of like personality, ways of thinking that definitely has been kind of placed on us. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing.
It's not even like, I don't think you can even make a value judgment in terms of like good or bad. It just is what it is. You know, because it's like, there's that quote that talks about like you become that which you fear becoming the most or something. When it talks about like, it's like you're scared to become like your parents, but then like come to find out you are your parents reincarnated.
Or that thing where you are fighting something so much that you end up being that thing you are fighting. Like, like you're fighting bigotry and then you become a bigot through your fighting of bigotry.
Yeah, essentially, but I'm trying to think of like a more concrete example for your point, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
So I just want to do like a kind of speed style life overview so we get some context, right? You're born in Hawaii. No, you're born in LA.
Excuse you? Yeah, LA.
You're LA, but you moved to Hawaii when you were...
No. You want me to do it?
I forgot. You do it, yeah.
All right, so I was born here in the States, in LA, and then like soon after I was born, we moved, we went back to the Philippines. Okay, so I think we should go before that. My mom was here visiting Lola. And then I was born, because it's like my due date was January like 1st or something, January 5th or something. But I ended up being born like a week or so early. So that was like December 26th. So my mom was supposed to be back in the Philippines by my due date.
Oh.
Which is really, it's really, anyway.
So you just came out, you're like, I want to be an American.
Yeah, I was just like, give me that passport, bro. Or give me that citizenship. But,
birthright citizenship.
Yeah. So there, and then we moved back to Philippines till I was like 5. So I actually went to like preschool and part of kindergarten. I specifically remember like, was I in Montessori? I don't remember.
Oh, you went to school in the Philippines?
For like only like part of preschool and part of kindergarten. So like I remember specifically like doing I was like writing cursive already. So like they were teaching us cursive, and then I remember coming to the States, and then like my mom was like showing the principal the yearbook, the like my workbooks, and it's like, wow, your son has really nice cursive handwriting. I don't know where the hell it went though. But dude, you look at my signature.
And then y'all moved to Hawaii.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, we went back to, so I turned like, I was somewhere like 5-ish. We went back to California, stayed a few months. So I finished kindergarten here. Just down the street at Jansen Elementary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I finished kindergarten, and then I went to Hawaii.
And then y'all were there for a few years.
Like 5 years, about 4 or 5 years, till I turned like, I was like, I think I moved when I was like somewhere when I was like 10.
And then y'all came back here to California.
And then
626, Boba Town. Shout out.
Asian Town, yeah. 626, represent. What's up?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but yeah, so I was in Hawaii for like 5 years.
Wait, and then when you came here to Rosemead area, which school, do you go back to Jansen?
Yeah.
Elementary.
Yeah,
and
so
then,
for 5th and 6th grade, I went to Jansen.
And then you went to, was Don Bosco Middle School?
No, it was, for middle school, I went to Muscatel.
What?
Yeah.
You went to Muscatel?
Yeah, you don't remember this? I was just like, hey.
Maybe because I was already,
you were in Rosemead High.
I was Rosemead High, so I was 2 years ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then, and then by the time when I moved to Palo Alto for my junior year, that's when you entered freshman year at Don Bosco.
It's like you were 2 years ahead, so I couldn't use any of your clout.
I never had clout.
Well, whether it's like, even if you had like residual clout, I couldn't use it.
I know. It's hard to build clout as an immigrant, fam.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people are or some people are immigrants too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
I think for me it was hard because jumping right into 7th grade.
Yeah, you did, because you were homeschooled.
Yeah, I was homeschooled, and I was coming from a new country, and then that was like my first year in a traditional school, quote unquote, right? Public school.
Yeah.
And then so it's like learning all social skills.
And like you still have your accent and stuff.
Yeah, had accent. I was chubby.
Accent.
And
your
then
accent, Bob.
I still have it sometimes, I think.
Dude, it comes out when I get flustered. Like when I talk too quickly, like my accent just slips out.
Dude, I don't know if people will say this when they listen to this podcast, but when I hear recordings of myself and recordings of you sometimes, it sounds so weird that it's similar at times. But if I'm listening to you right now, I know that's Kuya. Yeah, and I know that's you. Like I don't hear a similarity.
Oh, but
when I hear it played back in a recording,
I'm not. We'll listen later. We'll listen later.
So poll, do we sound alike? Please message me, and then we'll see if we do. I'll do an Instagram
thumbs up on the video if we sound alike. What's up?
Wait, but thumbs up also if we don't sound alike.
Well, we'll find other reasons to thumbs up, and then it'll add up later.
Okay, so you did that. You went Don Bosco, but then after that, you actually joined the military.
The U.S. Army.
The U.S. Army.
As a reservist.
Why did you choose to join the U.S. Army?
Oh. All right, yeah, fuck it. So no, because
that was a great processing.
I was like, how deep do I go into this? Because it's like, you know how a lot of people just say, oh, you just get financial aid and stuff, and then just like try to like trudge your way through and then like take out loans and stuff. Well, it's like my mom's income bracket was not like at a place where I could qualify for financial aid, but then at the same time she didn't have money because there was still like she was still paying off loans and stuff because I went to Bosco Tech.
So Don Bosco private school.
Yeah.
For high school, yep.
Yeah, so the thing is like for the last year of Bosco Tech, I was about to drop out because like I wasn't even tripping. Like my mom and I went to the office like before the year started, the senior year, and then we're just like, we talked to the principal, who was like my first, my 9th grade math teacher, my first math teacher there. He was Father Mel. He was he's a priest. Yeah,
so Don Bosco is a Catholic school.
Yeah,
Catholic private school.
Salesian, like it's a sect of Catholics. It's like it's an order inside.
Bro, I remember the whole time you were there, you would just tell me all your jokes would be to look at me and just go,
Was I like that before at Bosco? Because I could see that.
Yeah, you were telling me that that's all the jokes that y'all also did.
Everything is like gay jokes, yeah. Because
problematic.
Hey, quit playing. What else are you gonna do in an all-male environment? You gotta get love somewhere. All right.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So anyway,
but it was fun.
So what you were saying in your senior year?
Oh yeah, so I was about to drop out.
Why?
Because not drop out of school, but drop out of Bosco and then go to Rosemead High for the last year. But then we went to talk to the principal, and then he said like, oh, let me go talk to the board and see what we can do. And they actually got me financial aid for the last year. So then I was able to graduate at Bosco Tech, which that was actually a pretty impactful year for me because I took AP Computer Science, and it was a really good teacher. A shout out to Mr. Shantar.
Mr. Shantar.
Yeah, he's the homie, but
and that's what actually got you into coding and doing
that was like the first thing that got me into coding. Yeah, but well, I mean, I was already technically the first website I made was in fourth grade. When I made a website about like the circulatory system. It's like, oh, this is the aorta, this is the vena cava. Those are the biggest, the biggest blood vessels for those two classes of, those two types of blood vessels. Anyway, but yeah, so I mean, I was already like dabbling, but like nothing serious, like very basic HTML and stuff. But yeah, so
you ended up.
Yeah, so like we didn't. The point was we didn't have a lot of money. Because of Bosco Tech. So then by the time I was trying to go to college, I got accepted to San Jose State for electrical engineering. So like they accepted me, and then I was just like, all right, yeah, I accept. I want to go there. And, I even visited the campus and stuff like that.
Do you like the campus?
Yeah, it was, I mean, it's, I don't know. I have my preferences are very I have very low standards for a lot of like standard of living stuff, so it's just like I'll live anywhere. So it might be just like, I guess that's what made it in the military.
That's why your room's messy as fuck.
Hey, quit playing. No, it's not even messy. Relax.
Okay, we're gonna put a picture and then we're gonna do a poll. Thumbs up if it's messy.
I roll, dude. It's not.
What did you say? What do you say about the military?
Yeah, but it's probably like because like my standard of living thing, I don't really care that much. Like that's what made the military like, I'm not gonna say easy, but like it wasn't like suffering or anything.
So the decision for you to enter
San Jose, yeah. So basically, I accepted everything for San Jose. And then the housing bill came in for like, the first round of, I don't know how the payments work, but is it like the first, you pay by the year maybe?
Yeah, I think at least for ours, right? Yeah, the whole billing, they'll show you how much it costs for the whole year, and then there's a certain amount that you pay like in the beginning.
In regular intervals.
Like that, yeah.
So that's like that bill came in for us, and my mom's like, I don't have the money to pay this, and it's like, obviously like, topped off on debt and stuff like that. So all right, let me check the financial aid, and then it's just like, you're not qualified for anything. I'm just like, so I'm not qualified for any financial aid, even though like we're pretty like we can't pay for this, like stuff like that. And I'm just like, and then when you got like a full bird colonel like uncle, like like whispering things into your ear like, join the military, there's a GI Bill. And I was just like, hell no, I'm not joining the military. What you mean? I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna get this double E degree. And then shit hits the fan, and then all of a sudden you're shipping off to Fort Leonard Wood to do your basic training.
Yeah, I remember going into your room once.
And I wasn't there?
No. Oh
I was in training.
No, because I think I heard that you were going to go into the army. And then that's when I was like, I went to your room, and then I was like, oh, you're going to the army? Like that. And then I was like, oh, how come you don't check like this or that? Like for even like community college, I think is what I first saw, or something. And then you're like, no, I'm not doing any fucking loans like that. I think you were saying like you were just no for loans.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, everything would have had to be from loans, like every dollar. Because I think I told you, like, I wasn't qualified for any financial aid, so I was just like, and then since wouldn't even be qualified for like BOG waiver in community college because my mom's income's too high.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Like, if it's like I didn't qualify for anything at like state college level, like what makes you think I would? Like, I guess that's hypothetical, you know. Yeah. But like, you know, I wasn't qualified for any aid at all at the state level, so I'm not like, why would I be qualified for BOG waiver? But I guess the military was cool. Like, well, first of all, like I went off to the military and then I was like training for like 5 months or so, something like that. Came back and then I started back to I took like half a year, like a few months break. Like after I came back, I'm just chilling, and then I was gonna start at fall, so that was like a few months.
Oh, fall at school?
For college.
At where? PCC?
No, ELAC.
Oh, ELAC. Yeah.
So the thing is, like, I figured like, okay, because I got back around February after my training. I was just like, it's like, I'll just relax for a bit and then like get everything in order. And, you know, I just did 5 months of the military. Maybe I should just like take the time, you know. So I went back in that fall. I went back to ELAC, to community college. That's a community college. And then just did my GEs. Yeah, so I mean that's that college, or that was kind of like the general process from
after joining and then doing the CCs. But then you ended up working. I remember you ended up working. Yeah, so you transitioned out of community college. You ended up not finishing like a transfer route or something.
Yeah, I was aiming for a transfer for I don't know if I switched to CS at that point. No, I probably still was like EE, like electrical engineering. So I was like doing my prereqs. I did like up to like calculus 1, but you need like 2 or 3 more math classes after that. And then, so I did like, I pretty much I just needed like my science classes, like, science lower divs, and then like like a poli-sci class, and then I was like done. And then like the math. But, yeah, so like I was like sort of going through it, and like Bosco Tech, I already had credits for like electrical engineering.
So what made you decide to not go on the academic path, the transfer?
Yeah, oh yeah. So basically, I had a hobby where, you know, remember when I was like playing a lot of games and stuff, and I was like, I want to be a pro gamer. So
were you playing Dota? Was that?
I was playing Heroes of New Earth at that point, but like Dota, it was like Dota, Heroes of New Earth, and League of Legends. Right? Yeah.
Han isn't that big anymore. No.
Nope.
Nope. It died.
It's dead.
But League is still big, right?
Yeah, League's still big.
Bro, we used to play hella games. Remember that Silk Road game?
I remember.
Silk Road Online or something?
We would be on Vent.
That was so dope. Yeah,
you remember being on Vent servers?
I think so.
Like on voice chat.
Yeah, that. And then we played War of Conquest. Do you remember that?
Yo, I always, like, once in a while, like, I always, like, once a year, like, regularly, I'll look for, like, a War of Conquest clone.
Yeah.
I like that.
But it's not, they upgraded it and it looks weird. They tried to do
I saw that. It's like, looks like 3D and stuff.
Yeah, and it's not, I like that concept before. But there's not that much of that.
It's a very simple game, and then it's like there's like minor RNG elements, but then it's like
what's RNG?
Like random number generator. So it's like random, like you know, like in a battle, like you can sometimes still win even if you're like way weaker, you know. And it's just like that's RNG. It's like oh, you won the dice roll, cool. But then a lot of it was still based off of like meaningful decisions in technology trees, which was like. It's like you face the impact of your decision
and how you build your
tech tree, yeah.
Also, how you
your
much
nation.
land you could take over, right? Where you put your defense outposts.
Yeah, like was that geospatial inversion where you could move the land around? And stuff.
I forgot.
I remember still.
Yeah, and then you had abilities, right?
No, you could choose your weapon, and then your like one of the weapons specifically switched 2 plots of land. So you could reduce, like you switch enough plots of land, you reduce the fighting capabilities of your opponent because you can checker them. Remember that?
I don't really remember.
It's okay. It's
been a while.
I was like obsessed with that.
Dude, that was a good game. We were super into games. We played StarCraft a lot, especially during my middle school.
We played Warcraft a lot. Remember that tower defense?
Yeah, but we never played like the actual game. We played all custom map.
Yeah, like
games,
tower defenses.
Like tower defense, line defenses. I love the line.
I remember like
defenses.
We play that stuff and like the wave is there, and then like we would like run to the fridge and get a soda and then come back.
Really? What I remember a lot was we were restricted like 30 minutes an hour game time.
Oh, that was when we had consoles.
Oh yeah, that was before.
Yeah, but they started leaving us alone for like the entire day, and then we would literally play all day. Man, it was like summer or something.
When I think about it, like we could have been like legit gamers if we continued that path and did like video vlogs or like live streaming of it. We would be up there right now. Because of the amount of focus we had during that time. It's just that pathway was never envisioned, and we were always discouraged from spending too much time on games, right?
I don't think it's much to like discouraged in terms of that. I think it's like our entrepreneurial spirit wasn't very like existent.
What? Bro, we were hella restricted to play games.
No, I'm not. I don't disagree. I agree with you, but then it's just like we didn't even try to turn it into something else.
Oh yeah, we didn't have that vision. Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't. No one else really was because the opportunity was not yet there, right?
Exactly.
But if we were encouraged to pursue it, or like at least given a space to pursue it would be. Yeah, but. Hindsight is always 2020.
Oh God, right? Dude.
So now just follow me on Spotify, iTunes.
get that bread. It's bread o'clock.
And then the custom StarCraft maps.
They were always on Special Forces, TD.
But I think I stopped playing games by freshman year because I remember making the conscious decision of I will spend now this time to learn how to talk to girls. Like I will now use my game time. I was like, girls will not like guys who play hella games.
I will physically threaten my little cousin to read these these materials.
First, okay, let's be clear. I only threatened you once. It was because of the book The Game by Neil Strauss. I would say let's break this down. So this is the whole pickup artist world of negging so they'll like you.
Hey, relax.
Right? Or is she a HB7? Which means hot bitch 7. Ooh, this shit.
Wow,
real talk.
I didn't know it was hot bitch. I thought it was hot babe.
Oh, maybe that. But real talk, bro. This shit was bad guidance in my opinion. A lot of it, at least what it ended up creating in my head and how I process things was unhealthy.
I think on a surface level, it can be viewed as bad, like guidance.
Okay, why? What's the bad and what's the good?
Because it's just like if you look at it from like a superficial perspective, it's like, oh yeah, tell the girl a compliment and it's like, give the girl a backhanded compliment and she'll like you. It's like that's like a simple takeaway from it, right? I would think that's like a superficial takeaway, because it's like on a deeper level, it's like if you spend the time to try and like critically analyze the way you interact with people, then you can affect the outcomes of those interactions by, changing your behavior and stuff like that.
Okay, so what I would say is
manipulation.
The things that it was, the way that it was represented and what you were being taught during that time was super out of context for people who are in high school and for the development, in my opinion, of quote-unquote healthier relationships.
It's weird because I think the game and like pickup has like developed me into like a much like deeper person. Mostly because like it didn't really teach. I still don't know how to talk to girls that well. Michael, it's not. It's like the way it developed me was like it's like these people were so like scientific about everything. It's like, okay, there's this scientific thing about this, evolutionary biology, psychology, marketing, like all these things, and it's just like it made me more studious about the world around me. It's not like talking with girls and stuff. I mean, like it would have been cool, like, or it's like I've done like some of that stuff, like go out and talk to chicks and stuff, like just practice, I guess. But it's like, it's more like it taught me to be more critical of the world around me. Because it's like things are deeper than they look.
Okay,
that's what I got.
Let me play the devil's advocate questioner. Like, why do you even need this? Why do you even need to read these books?
Because I suck at talking with girls. Okay, so why it's like why would you read a math book? Because I suck at adding numbers together. Like, or I don't know how to find the the first angle of a triangle in a isosceles triangle or something. Like, I don't.
Okay, so it's interesting. I'll just set a little context, right? It's interesting how we have kind of different perspectives on it right now.
Yeah.
But what initially pushed me to read it and then to try to tell you was a context of growing up here in the US with real talk. Not that it's bad, but there was no specific male role model in our household.
I think it was for us specifically. It's like we don't really know how that interaction's supposed to go. I think we talked about this before, where it's like we don't know how like a healthy male and female interaction is supposed to go. Because it's like I didn't see my mom talking with my dad, which means like a couple that's like in love or something. Like, what does love look like? Like, at least what does it manifest into?
So you never grew up with your dad in the area?
When I was in the Philippines, I saw my dad a few times. I have like a few select memories. It's like it wasn't like there every day or anything. It was like, because he was,
So, like I would say, I was thinking about this.
We left him
to come here. Okay.
We moved to the States because my mom's like, nah, it's like, I don't even want you to be around that.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Like the context wise is, I was thinking that I'm like more privileged in that sense that I still have my dad. But he's all the way in the Philippines. So when we were growing up here in the US, the household was me, you, and then it was my mom, Ate Sarah, your mom, Lola. And Lola in the household, right? And so
no sexy, no dog,
no dog yet,
not even a pet.
Yeah, when did I get sexy? That was 2010.
A minute.
I think 2010, 8 years ago, around that. But yeah, I think what pulled me to that was the idea of trying to find some answer, quote unquote, of
is it the promise of riches?
What do you mean?
It's like the promised land is like, oh, you're gonna have so many girls, like.
I think so. See, when I'm reflective, I think it's a combination of both the expectation or the pressure for a dude to be a dude to have hella girls, right? Like the ideal man is that you're a stud and you're with a lot of girls, right? And so
that's fair. Yeah.
When that expectation was on me and I had that desire, I was like, now, how do I get a lot of girls? And then I saw this book, because I'm gonna throw him under the bus now.
Is Kuya Bailey?
Kuya Bailey had that book in the Philippines. Like, it was like, hey, look at this book. It's
interesting.
It's interesting. And then I kind of idealized him as like the man's man when we were in the Philippines, because he would bring his girlfriends over.
Kuya Bailey was awesome before. I think it's like he got like an elevated status because we were younger.
Because we were younger, yeah. He's 14 years
He wasn't an
older
adult, like to us. Like he was just like,
bro, he's basically our age right now.
Is he? No, but like in my
when
head,
we were that age.
In my head, it's like he wasn't an adult. He was Kuya Bailey.
He's like middle line. Middle.
It's like, to me, he was he's like an old teenager. Like
that's
18.
how you probably are to Nico.
Oh God! Oh, that's actually really cool. Kuya Bailey's really cool. Well, I mean, I haven't really talked with him lately, so I'm pretty sure he's still cool.
Kuya Bailey, yeah, he's hella mellowed out. Yeah. He's hella mellowed out because, of course, he has 2 kids now.
Yeah, that's
8
great,
years old, right? And I think 6 years old is the other one. So hella father vibes now. But yeah, I think I idealized him, and I'm not going to blame him or nothing, but he also pushed it. He pushed that like, oh, look at this girl that I was with. Look at this one, like that. So playing into what some people would say toxic masculinity.
I think it created just some deep-seated insecurity.
Yes, yes. So, but you wouldn't call that toxic masculinity?
I mean, name or not, I mean, it's nominal, man.
Okay. So anyway, it's
whether it's toxic
semantics.
or not. That's not my concern.
But yes, I do believe, at least within me, also it created those insecurities that like, oh, okay, now I have to.
Now you have to live up to that.
Be with a lot of women and be cool, so I can be a man, right?
I don't think I got that because I didn't have a Kuya Bailey.
So, what pulled you to kind of wanting to know like this pickup thing?
I think that's why we got different things out of it, because for me it was more like an understanding of the world. It's like I didn't understand how things worked, because I was just like, how do guys and girls like get together? I don't understand that. It's like I would see like people get girlfriends. I was like, huh, like what are the? I just don't get it, you know, like. It's not that I don't understand like why you would want that or something like that. Of course, I wanted it, you know. It's not about that. It's just like I don't get how this works, and it's just like it would be good to understand this. Yeah, because I think like I was raised like my mom would always be like, go look. It's like I was like, oh, what about this? I was like ask her questions. She's like, oh, go look it up in the encyclopedia or the dictionary or something. It's like. I guess she raised me with like a certain inquisitiveness, or it's like go learn, go learn that. It was just like, what's this word mean? Go look it up. You know, it's like how come they got together instead of them? It's just like, well, go look it up. So it's like go look at like just learn. That's why, to me, it was like a learning experience. I was like, it's like, oh, that's how it works. That's why a guy and a girl like each other. It's because of that.
So do you think you understand it now?
I think I understand it like at a pretty good level. I do a lot of like people watching, just looking at relationships unfold and stuff like that. Like Michael will, but Michael.
Why?
Because we do it together.
Do you give Michael advice?
No,
Shout out,
no,
Michael.
not advice. No, we just like we'll you know inspect like how people behave in certain circumstances, and like it's just like sometimes you could just like look at. Say look at a couple talking or something. It's be like, oh, the body language is like this, like this tonality here. That's
so basically, like, sociological processes and analysis with psychology,
like social things. Like yeah, things like that. I would think that I understand it a lot better. Yeah, I would like that was my goal, to be able to like understand what's going on. I didn't, you know, I didn't get it. I'm not, you know, obviously I'm not claiming like I'm pro or anything. It's just like my goal was to understand it better, and I do. I can say that for sure.
Let me just try to.
Is it?
Oh, the mic cover kind of fell out.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, I have to search. Where's it? Search around for the little. Oh, there. Okay. Let me fix this.
Did it look bad?
No, it'll just be the sound will be a little bit off.
Okay. Probably better now.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting. I guess we have different journeys. Like for some reason, I don't know if this is some innate thing in me, but I just been hella girl crazy since day one. I
think it's because of that thing with the Kuya
Bailey, but also I think there's certain, you know how, this is just my theory. Some people have different levels of what pulls them towards this or that, and it's just been in my psyche a little bit to be girl crazy.
But for what purpose?
What do you mean?
It's like why you girl crazy?
I don't know.
Is it a validation thing?
I think so though. Yeah, I think so. I was actually interviewed for someone's research project, and when they were talking to me about my experience of immigrating and all that, I started realizing that I think I connected a lot of American ideals with the conception of being in a relationship because of all those romantic Disney Channel shows that I grew up watching.
Marriage is like
marriage, or even like cute
family,
girlfriend, boyfriend things like Seventh Heaven or Wonder Years.
I didn't watch a lot of that.
I watched a lot.
I watched a lot of like Cartoon Network.
Oh, I watched a lot of those live action and
yeah, I remember you watched like Smallville and stuff.
Yeah, Smallville.
Yeah.
I had the DVDs. I think I watched that even before coming to the US, and then having those ideals in my head, like those images. Yeah. And I really remember in 7th grade kind of being thrown aback, like, oh, it's not like Disney Channel. She won't like me if I send her a love letter that's signed anonymous like that. It doesn't work out like that. And I think what ended up happening was I was pursuing relationships in order to get kind of that image of being in a relationship so that I could feel as if I've assimilated to America.
Or as if you were like, as if you were a part of the crowd.
Yes, as if I'm...
So it's like for belonging.
Yes. And then I think I did notice that in my... Not this last relationship, but maybe my last relationship where I started connecting my sense of self to being in a relationship. And then kind of getting that validation of like, oh, look, he's with somebody who's pretty. And then that means he's cool, like that. And I think that was an issue for a long part of my life. I
see.
That I've only recently started kind of putting into check.
Like peeling the layers off.
Yeah. Like kind of like, oh, what the fuck? Why do I do that? Why do I do that? And what was cool is I actually got that mini epiphany during someone's research project. She was interviewing Filipino Americans and their immigrants and their experience in the American educational system, and like what learning about or not learning about Filipino American history did to them, and all that. And yeah, I think I traced a lot of that girl craziness to that sense of belonging, but also, bro, fucking porn. I'm telling all you kids out there, don't fucking get into porn, bruh. That's just addicting, bruh. Segue, welcome to the casting couch. Bro, have you seen that meme of like 90% of guys can tell where this couch is from?
Yeah.
Bro, and when you show it, I legit show it to my dude friends, like
they're just
pretty much like, yes, I know where that image is from.
I just get a chuckle and that's it. Like so it's just like a laugh, it's like
like the chuckle of acknowledgement.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, right. Yeah, bro, when I think about it, I started looking at porn when I was like 8. You think 8-year-old fucking looking at that shit? Even
I was just like, I don't know if I should say, but I'm like, for some of it, I was there.
What do you mean? What the fuck does that mean?
No, it's just like, it's this information. I would be like behind you.
What the fuck? Did we really do that?
Yes. Did you shut this out of your mind, bro?
Sorry. Expose me. Damn.
You can cut this out, bro. You can
what
cut
happened?
This out.
What? We're just
you don't
like
remember
I'm showing
this?
you shit.
Okay. Listen. Do you
I don't remember.
Okay. Look.
Is this in Muscatel?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So remember that game Battle Tanks where like you could play online or something?
No.
Or, I don't know. There's some random ass online games, but basically like you would like look at we would look at porn. And
but we weren't doing.
No.
We just look at.
No, we're like literally like look for like hours. I don't know how long.
We did.
Okay, are you gonna listen or are you just gonna be shocked?
Okay. All
right, we would look for hours. We just look and it's like, huh. We would just look like silently, like we would just look, and then we would listen for like footsteps. Like
shit. So how old would this be? Like 10?
And then when we heard footsteps, like or anything close to the door, we'd like tab right away, like Control W.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was still in like
You sixth grade?
I was still in like
fifth,
5th, 6th grade, yeah.
Oh my God.
We would just look at porn.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This shit is deep. This shit is full.
You don't remember this?
No.
This happened a lot of times. That's why I still remember.
Wait, were we on the same computer? Different computers.
You were on the computer. You had the office chair, and then I would be behind, right there on the side. I would just
as a lookout.
No, we would listen. That's why we were quiet, because we were listening for footsteps.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can delete this from the podcast later.
Full
because our parents are gonna be like, what else were you guys doing? And then we have to have a whole explanation.
Shout out to the R&B singer, her, because I think the initials of her name is relevant here, which means here everything is revealed.
Yeah.
Her.
I thought you knew.
No, I don't really remember. I remember listening a lot. And then when I had my room, was it in my room?
Yeah.
In that green and orange room?
Yeah. Oh. Well, it was in the back.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I just shut it out of my head. But also, are you sure you're not making this memory up? Because they say eyewitness testimony is one of the most unreliable sources.
All right, Kuya, it didn't fucking happen. All right? It didn't fucking happen.
Bro, I remember being probably 6, 7, 8 around that time, and then looking at the For Him magazines. It's called FHM in the Philippines that my auntie had. Yeah. And I would be looking at it and then trying to hide whenever I hear any
someone
sound.
else coming through. Yeah.
Bro, it's kind of...
It's wild.
You know why I think we were drawn to it? Because we were always told to
that is
bad. And I think the older I am now, the more I realize that when you tell kids and people that do not do this is bad, it sparks some sense of intrigue and curiosity.
I think it doesn't matter if they're a kid or not, the intrigue's gonna be there. It's like forbidden fruit. It doesn't matter what age you are, it's still attractive. Yeah.
When you're told, I remember...
When you're told not to do something.
Yeah, even, as I think is a perfect example is weed. When you're told, don't do weed, it's bad. And then you at least for me, I started reading online. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
There's no bad thing. And you see the history, watch a documentary or two. Oh, it's not that bad. And then when you smoke, you're like, oh wait, I didn't fucking kill anyone, it's not bad.
I didn't even feel like killing anyone. I felt like eating and sleeping.
And then you're like, I think that causes a sense of distrust in the youth when because you see that you're full of shit because of what you just said about this.
See, that's a weird thing, because it's just did the parents know they were full of shit because they've never done it?
See, that's the thing. They didn't. And it's super complex because for example, maybe in our family, there's been super negative experiences with
drugs.
Yeah, with drugs of any kind. So of course, even if they haven't even tried weed, they're gonna be like, no, get the fuck away from that, because they've had bad experiences even worse than weed, right? So it's kind of understandable there. So it's super hard because you can't blame them.
They don't have bad intentions.
Yes.
They're not malicious in any way. They're not trying to trick us at all.
Yeah. It was always
they're not resorting to trickery.
Our well-being, at least what they thought. So
their perceived. Right? Their perception of our well-being. Their
perception of what would be good, for our well-being. So it's definitely coming from a good place, but I think it actually caused a little more spark of rebellion when
I think it's interesting that you bring that up. It's when you find out that what they're saying is bad is really not bad. Or really not harmful.
Yes.
That's more accurate.
Yeah, when you find out that it's not harmful.
They said it was.
When they said it was,
it
fosters distrust.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's for authority figures.
Because now it's you just said this shit is whack. Why should I believe you when I just experienced it and it's not whack?
I think it's one of those things where they would have had to lead us to that conclusion. It's like you'd have to make us think that we got to the conclusion that that's bad on our own.
Yeah. See, but that's such a hard thing.
It's difficult.
Because
especially you're younger and stuff like
that. And then even me right now, right? I'm telling people, don't do porn, right? Don't watch porn. But isn't that the same as saying don't do weed is bad? Oh, Christian is old now. He's saying don't watch porn.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a tough one. Because it's like, but you've been there.
I've been there, and
I've
I don't.
been there too, yeah.
Oh, maybe there. They said don't do weed, but they've never tried weed. I'm saying don't watch porn.
I'll tell you how it turns out. It's
okay.
like, I think it's one of those, this might be like a passive aggressive thing that I get from my mom, but it's just like, it might for me, if and when I get into parenthood, I'll just be like, it's like, let me tell you how it ends up, and you could do whatever the hell you want.
What do you mean? How it ended up for you?
Yeah. And it's because then the thing is like, it's like a passive. I feel like a passive aggressive stance is something what I would take. It's like, let me tell you how this turns out. Bahala ka sa buhay mo, bro.
And then if they fuck up, you'll be like, see, I told you.
Yeah, see, the thing is like, that's what I feel like sometimes it's just like, how productive is it to say I told you so? It's like, I don't want to be that person. You know? It's just like, I'd rather be the person that tries to move forward. It's like, all right, shit's bad. What's the next steps? You know, how are we going to make this a better situation for you? Things ended badly because you didn't listen to me, but
so you can still say, see, I told you so, but now how can we move forward?
Are you just trying to get the fucking point, bro?
No, because you could just say like, hey, look, we discussed this. This is what I said.
I would,
and this
honestly,
is
I'd be like, surprise, but what's next? You know, like, what are we gonna? It's like, surprise. But what do we do now?
Have you been thinking of fatherhood?
Not lately. I sometimes I think about like, it's just like, how would I raise kids for this? But like, I'm not thinking explicitly.
What do you mean raise kids for this?
It's like,
for this world?
It's like one of those things where it's just like, sometimes you, like for me, like I listen to a bunch of different audiobooks and stuff, and it's just like, recently I've been listening to like, you know, like Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett's like
Buffet?
Oh yeah, Buffet. Yeah, that's
Warren I think Buffet. It's really Warren Buffett.
No, it's actually like, it's French, so it's like buffet or something.
But everyone calls it
Warren Buffett. It's Americanized. It says like Buffett, but like, I think it's supposed to be like French. But it's like when they talk, when people talk about like kids and how they were raised and stuff, like I started to think about like, it's like raising kids with certain traits, or like, because they're like, you know, when they talk about his childhood, they're just like, it's like, is that how I would raise a kid? You know, it's things like that. It's stuff like that where like, I'll think about things like that. It doesn't mean I'm thinking about having children. You want to be a Tito so bad, huh?
I like being a Tito. I'm wondering who the next one will be out of the cousins. At the Storm is the first one. She had the kid.
I mean, out of our generation.
We already have with the older cousins, Kuya Jami, Kuya JR.
Yeah.
But then, our generation was at a Storm, and I was like, I wonder who the next one
is. At the Sarah, she just got married, bro.
Real talk though, once I'm getting older now, like, I'm thinking of like, yo, I really want to have a kid in the future.
Of course,
like, it's clear, like probably by 35 and shit. Like,
I don't want to be too old.
Yeah. My friend, he's a comedian, and he says that his knee is creaky. He's just young. He's like 24, but he has bad health conditions and things like that. And he says, oh, you know, it's because my dad had me when he was old, when he was like 50 already. Yo, I'm an old sperm. He goes, that's why I have all these health conditions.
I feel like that sometimes, bro. I'm just like, because like sometimes like I talk like my mom, like she just gets tired a lot because, you know, she's getting old, you know. But like sometimes like, it's like when I compare myself to like people my age, I'm like, how do you guys have the energy for that? I'm exhausted. Like, I just want to go to sleep, bro. Like,
do you feel tired more now?
Well, like in general, it's like I feel like I have like low energy reserves, but I don't know if that's like a behavioral thing.
It may be.
Where it's just like, it's like my threshold for like how much energy I have is lower because like I was raised by, you know, my mom.
Or maybe you're doing way more different things now versus when you were younger. No,
like.
Bro, I cannot drink as much as I could have before. and recover also. When I was like 21, 22, it was like, all right, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like that.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but like I feel like even at this age, like, you know, turning 26, and it's like I should still have some energy left, and it's like I have a lot of energy to do stuff, but not to like go hard. Yeah, I was just like, I don't.
Maybe it's a lifestyle change. Maybe you're getting older and you're like, you don't really want to go hard. I mean, I don't even like going hard anymore.
It's not that I don't like going hard. I just like my energy reserves for it are so low.
Oh, so do you want to and you just don't?
I was like,
bro, this sounds like you have some health condition.
I do though.
Maybe you have apnea that's developing more.
Oh yeah, maybe I should go.
You snore and shit.
My sleep's been getting better lately though.
Really?
Ever since the last time we talked about that. Yeah, my sleep's been getting better, so I think it's fine.
Okay,
my diet's been improving lately.
But here. Let's backtrack a little bit. School. Yeah, school. We went off to some tangent. But you decided to stop going to ELAC, and
let me explain that part.
Right?
Yeah. So the thing is, like, for the last.
And wait, during this whole time you were in the reserves. So every month you go to training?
I would go to, how the reserves work is like 1 weekend a month you go to drill weekend. You're basically working on the weekend. So you have that's your weekend job for that month. And then you get paid, and then you just go in, and then that's it. And then you're qualified for like GI Bill and like all the other like active reserve benefits, I had some loan repayment, a bunch of stuff like financial student. I forgot what it was called, but there's stuff, and like TRICARE insurance. It's really good. But like what I would do is, you know, how I said the gaming thing was, I was did I tell you about like a period of time where I coached games?
No.
So I was coaching Han.
Wait, I think you did tell me. You did tell me, but you didn't go into explicits.
Okay, so like, I remember specifically I wrote this article about like I coached people for like 40 hours in like December or something. Like I recorded all of like. It's like I coached people like this. Ask me anything kind of thing.
So what would you do? You would watch their gameplay.
They would like play a game, and in Han you could. And here's a new Earth Han. You could spectate someone playing. So I would spectate them while they're playing, and then we'd be on Skype. Would
you give them live advice during a game, or
it would be before, during, and after?
Oh.
So I'd be like, all right, so what are you thinking about? What do you usually play? You know, let's like brief.
How did you get these clients?
Well, the thing is like the 40 hours I didn't get paid for, but I got paid later, which I'll tell you in a second. But so basically I just did it because I wanted to like create something and get some notoriety. I wanted the clout basically. I did it for exposure. But so I created this thing where I was just like, so I coached a lot of people. I would be like, watch their games, and then it'd be like, I posted like on Reddit and like the forums. It'd be like, hey, sign up for coaching. I'm a 1700 player or something, or I was almost 1700. Which
was that 1700 of the rank? You're in the top 1700 of.
No. It was like it's like ELO. It's like ELO. So are you familiar with like I don't know, like chess? How chess ranking works?
No.
So basically it's just number system, and it's just like, let's say you're 1500 and then you beat someone that's 1600, then you go up rank, you go up to like 1550 and they go down to 1550. And like depending on your like difference in ranking, like you'll go up and then they'll go down.
Oh.
If you win and lose, and vice versa. It's like you go up and down the ranks. So like per game, like the max you could get is 20 and lose 20 max, but then like usually you'll get like 5 or 10.
Where do you start?
1500.
1500.
Yeah, pros were about like 17 to 1800.
Oh, and you were 17.
I was like, I think I was like 5 or 3. I was like a few points off of 17, and then like, wait, did I hit 17? I think I did. I don't remember. I think I don't remember. Yeah, but like I was there. So that's like semi-pro level. Like you're not gonna be in any professional.
This was around 2011.
11. Well, yeah, around 2012.
Your high school year was 2011, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those days. 11, bitch.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so
you ended up coaching.
I did that coaching thing, and then like I was just like, oh, I also coach. You know, I'll do like this much per hour. I think I did like $10 an hour at that point, and then I coached some guy in like the Netherlands for like $20. Yeah.
And so you were just doing
So technically, I'm a professional gamer. Technically.
Professional game coach.
Well, same thing. So
really?
the thing is, like, also? I play the game. I guess you could say I was paid to coach, not to play. So nobody paid me to play. Oh, but okay, fine. I'm a professional I'm a professional coach. But I guess it's
at a game that's not popular anymore.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, the thing
it's
is,
still the
like,
same basic gameplay.
Yeah, and then I had this fear where it was like, I don't have any marketable skills. What if this doesn't go well? What do I have to fall back on? When I did that, because then like when I was going hard in it, like I did some like after I was like, got my $20, yeah. But then I was just like, where does this lead? What's next? What's my like, how much money can I realistically make from this? You know, like all that stuff. And then I was just like, it's like, how do I come out of this experience with marketable skills? Like specifically that, right? So then I figured like, okay, I know how to program a little because I would play with like microcontrollers. I'd play a bunch of like, I just program stuff for fun anyway. So I'm just like, why don't I program a website that like helps you get better at playing? Because like what they had was called an API, and I could pull the match information and program some like algorithms and stuff to like score you on like, oh, you did this really well, but you need to work on this. So like I created like that, I programmed that, and then like I put it up online, and then like people were just like, oh, it's interesting. But like I was just like, it was my drive for marketable skills that I like pushed myself to learn
how to code
like websites. So I knew a little bit of code. It's like I taught myself how to code like websites specifically that did that kind of service. So like the specific, like the skills that I gained from it, like A, B, C, and D, specifically what happened was like I would do that for fun, and then I would like in class in school, like this, I remember specifically like my calculus class and stuff, like I was just like, I'm fucking bored. So I pull out my Kindle and I start reading like JavaScript books and like whatever.
Well, you were in
I don't like JavaScript
class?
now. Fuck JavaScript, but yeah, while I was in class, like I didn't pay attention for shit. I just like listen. I would read like business books or like programming books. I'm like, I want to make that bread. Like I want to learn how to program. This is more interesting. So I was just like bored in class, and like I struggled and I barely got by in calculus. But like like in my community college career is like not bad. I ended up with like a 3.5 GPA or something. So whatever. It's good, I guess, but it's not like I go.
But you wanted to go into.
I was more excited about programming, so like I would do that. I would prioritize learning that instead.
And you wanted to work already.
At that point, I didn't know. Because I was just like, I just knew that that's what I wanted to learn because I wanted marketable skills.
So where did that path of wanting, learning more about coding lead you?
So my homie, shout out to Christian Rainwater and Promotional Design Group. I used to work there. That's my first job, which we'll talk about.
Wait, that name sounds familiar.
Christian Rainwater?
Yeah.
It's my friend, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Is it in a bad way?
No. For some reason, I just know that
he's been my friend from high school too, so you might have known him too.
Maybe
you might have met him. He's my friend. You might have seen him on Facebook.
That's a dope ass last name though. Yeah. Shout out Rainwater.
Yeah, it was I think it was like German or something, translated from German, and like I don't know.
Just turned into English.
Yeah. But so basically, like it's like my homie from high school knows that I just do this like program stuff for fun, like websites for fun. So then he's just like, he hits me up and he's just like, hey, it's like, Angelo, my company needs like this this pop-up thing, and it has to like hook up to like MailChimp, and like you know MailChimp, right? Yeah, so it has to hook up to MailChimp. It has to like do this thing, and it had to look like this, and then and he's like, how do you do that? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. It's just like I just lay out the steps for him. It's like, oh yeah, you gotta grab this, go do this, and then you got it. And then he's just like, it's like I can't do it. I was like, I don't know how to do that stuff. You wanna come do it? We'll pay you, you know. Because then there was a company that was like coding his company. Like it's like, we'll do it for $1,000. And then he was just like, yeah, this company's quoting us $1,000. I don't think it's worth that much. And he's just like, that's why I wanted to try to do it myself. But like, you want to come do it and like contract for it? I was like, sure, I'll do it for half. So I did it for half, and then that was like, I finished that and like a little other minor task for them. And then like after I finished it, like when I came to pick up my check, they're just like, it's like, do you want a part-time job here? So then part-time became full-time, and then I moved up from there, scaled up. Yeah. I moved up the ranks and quit school at the same time.
And then you just went full-time working. So what I'm interested now is, I know you've transitioned out of that from working full-time for that company, but then launching your own and then going into your own business.
There's a lot of transitions, but
tell me what the big transition now, where you at now.
Well, I guess to preface, like that job, like I hit a director like really early, because what happened was like I programmed their website, and then like I got full-time, programmed even more for them, and then like programmed a lot of stuff for their website, but I put in a lot of analytics, and it'd be like, oh, how are our ads performing and stuff like that. And then it's like they weren't performing very well. And then I was just like, it's like, hey, I could save you guys like a lot of money if you put me in charge of this shit. And it's like they spent like $1 million at least on ads a year. No, is it $1 million?
Was this the tent?
No, 100K a year. Sorry.
The tent maker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They spent like $3,000 a day.
On ads?
Yeah.
Online ads?
Yeah.
Damn.
So then I ended up managing, oh, that is $1 million a year, huh?
What, $3,000
a day?
A day.
Yeah.
Times 30.
360.
So 30, 90.
It's about a.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like if you count weekends aren't as much, but then like still there. I guess that's like
3,000 a day?
Yeah.
Damn, bro, my last Facebook ad for KuyaChris was $5.
Yeah, no, Facebook's a really cheap platform.
And I was like, yeah, baby, 300 views. And
yeah.
I was like,
it's
$5.
Facebook's a really cheap platform. But anyway, so I was a programmer, and then I ended up becoming a marketing director there, and then handling all that paid acquisition. That's a lot to like be in charge of when you're like 21 or 21, yeah. So I saved them a ton of money, and like it performed just as well, if not better, and saved them a ton of money. But that was like my first like 2 years working, and I was still programming stuff along with side projects and side contracts and stuff. But yeah, so the thing is like why I left that company is like, one, compensation, but like I wasn't even tripping about that. It was like I was saying like we can do even better for like our sales and marketing, and like we can make more money, a lot more money. But let me tell you, like I need some things from you, you know? So I was just like, I need the salespeople to record like, you know, how much they make off of a certain sale. I need to know which client, and then I was gonna map out like, okay, so we got this client from here, and then that resulted in a $2,000 sale. So this place is probably like a better, you know, investment. We should try to expand those marketing things, and like I wanted to.
On which marketing platform to invest in like more, so which gives more return.
Exactly. Or yeah, you can expand your like broaden and like invest more, and then you'll get more. There's a lot of different things that we could have done, but then it was just like I couldn't get enough like buy-in from like the owner to like because the thing is like I wanted to like change like not even a lot, like not even drastically, but like change like minor parts of their like sales function. I was just like I just need like a few things, like a few, and they're pretty minor, honestly. And then like he would say, oh, that's a great idea, and then never do it. And then like I'm gonna like this is kind of like a dark part of like this line of work where it was like, maybe it's the way I took it, but like I kind of I don't like to say I felt like I had depression or anything, but like for like months, like I would literally just sit at home. Because the thing is, like, I still had like money and stuff, like jobs, like they would still give me like work and stuff, but I would be mostly working at home. And like most of the day I would like sit there and like stare at the wall and like play games and like just play games for like months, like literally. Because it's just like, I felt so like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life, mostly because like, it's like why can't I get a dude to listen to me to just like do a simple thing? And like, I was like, it's like, they weren't paying me what I was worth, you know, in terms of like labor, like job market. It's like, I wasn't getting paid like a fair rate, but I didn't complain about that, you know, like I wanted to make them more money, but I couldn't be listened to. And then I was just like, I didn't understand anything. I was just, my head was just like in a really weird place. And then like, I literally just like woke up, played games, ate, and went back to sleep and repeated for like months. Yeah.
And then what was it? First, why were you fine with subpar compensation?
Mostly because like I was so excited about the work I was doing.
So at first you were really passionate.
You have to also think
of,
well, yeah, there's passion, but then like I was like, this is really cool. But then also like you have to think about like they took me as a programmer and with like a very like empty resume. It's like, yeah, I was in the army once. Like that was my resume. And then like that's where I built everything from. The foundation that I built everything was like I contracted a lot while I was there, outside contracts while I did full-time work for them. So like Michael remembers, like I would like basically I would go work, and then after I leave work, I go some like a boba shop or something and keep working on stuff, like keep reading stuff or like work for other people, you know, like do side projects. Like that's all I did. But then like until that hit me.
And then so what brought you out of that slump?
Like whenever like that happens to me occasionally, but like not like that bad. It's like gotten worse. It's gotten like a lot better over the years. But
at that moment, it sounds like what you're saying it was really a big downer because your vision and your desire to contribute was not taken seriously at the job, where you feel that the implementation could have been simple.
A lot better. Yeah. It's simple. It was simple, like,
but it could have yielded way more results.
Yeah, it was like I wanted a few simple changes for like a lot of return for them, you know. And then the thing is, I wasn't asking for a raise. I was just like,
let me implement this project.
Let me help you. Let me make this company better. You know, and then but yeah. So after
what brought you out?
Like anytime something like that happens, I generally just like there comes like a certain moment of like I peek my head out of the hole that I'm in and I go like, wow, enough's enough. I gotta get out of this hole. And it just like. It's one of those things where I kind of just like crawl up in like fetal position for a while, and then I'm just like, it's like I just have a moment of clarity where I'm just like, okay, it's enough's enough. I gotta get moving. You know, I don't know what it is. Like, I think I just have to like, I feel like it's like a period of mourning or something, huh?
A what?
A period of mourning or something. Maybe. Where it's just like, I don't know what happened there, but I gotta keep doing stuff. You know, it's like the work. It's like,
so it's not usually it comes from an inside kind of epiphany.
I don't know what it's like. It's not like, I can't say it's a grand epiphany or something. It's all I recall is like a moment of like, enough's enough, man. You've been staring at this wall for too long. You know, you've been like doing nothing for too long. You need to go do something. Like, this is enough. Like, I think I just get angry at myself after a certain point, and it's just like, you're running away, you know? It's like, enough's enough. And then like that's literally like, that's probably like the phrase for me. Like, enough is enough, bro. Like, this is getting ridiculous.
And then it forces you to make a move.
It not forces me, it kind of motivates me. Just like, it's like it brings back life. Life into something. Yeah.
Bro, that's legit. Like,
Yeah.
it is tough to be in those like lows.
Yeah.
And then, like, I've talked to a few people when we talk about the lows, and then realizing that, or coming to an understanding that life gives you those lows.
Yeah.
Because then there are highs, and then realizing that life is an up and down.
There's no light without darkness, bro. It's like everything, like human perception is on a relative scale. You know, you can't. It's like people that have experienced like the shits, like it's easier to put them in a contented state, cause like how do I explain this? It's like they've seen the bottom, and then it's just like you don't have to be very high for them to think that that's high up. You know what I mean? Like, it's on a relative scale, but if there's someone who hasn't seen the bottom, they'll be like, oh, you know, I'm like barely high up, but there's all that space. But it's like they've never been
down there,
below, like underground.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all on a relative scale. Like, it's like a light, right? You know, it's, if you've never experienced life outside of that light, like a bright light, and then it's like everything's always bright, you wouldn't know what darkness is, and you wouldn't think that's bright. Yeah, so everything's like on a relative scale based on like your past perception.
So you were able to peak out, and then what did you do after?
I wouldn't say I peaked out. It was just like, I need to go do stuff.
Because you transitioned out of that job. And then, because I know now.
So I started a project. Started a project for. Was that when I don't remember that point. Oh, okay. I started a project for that was around like when my business partner and I were like, because we would still play, like throughout the entire time I'd still be playing Yu-Gi-Oh with my team. So
is there a big gaming community of Yu-Gi-Oh out here, 626?
Not in the 626 in particular. We're all pretty fragmented. Like, it's like, oh, there's some people in the 626. There's some people in like 714. There's some people in like 323. And it's just like, it's like maybe like 10 people each. You know, it's like, it's pretty fragmented. But then like we'll come together for like tournaments and stuff. So you don't know who you're living next to, kind of thing. You might have someone in your area.
So context for people who don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game.
Yeah, trading card game. Yeah.
And that was, I remember, actually, that was one of the trading card games that I got into a lot, because
I inherited your Fiend deck, bro.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did you?
Do you remember?
I don't remember that much already. I just remember the really good one.
Why do I feel like you shut out a lot of our childhood, man?
I am actually kind of forgetful though.
So am I, but not like that. Those are experiences I cherish, bro.
The one that I remember was that bird that became overpowered.
They banned Yatagarazu's been banned for years.
Because when you attack someone's life points, they can't draw?
No, when you deal battle damage, your opponent skips their next draw phase, which means, okay, so every turn you draw a card, and then that new card changes your, oh, I could go do this thing now. But like, the thing is, you hit, like, let's say I have like 3 cards in my hand and I have a certain, like, maybe 10 different moves I can make, right? So let's say opponent hits Yatagarasu, swings, it's 200, it's a little boop, like that. Yeah. But then the thing is, it's like I can't draw, so the thing is, like, if I can't stop that Yatagarasu next turn, he gonna keep picking at me with 200 until my 8,000 life points are gone, and it's like it's death by a million cuts, bro.
Yeah. Or they'll eventually get another monster to.
Oh yeah, a bigger monster
to kill you. In addition to Mr. Yatagarasu. I remember that. I remember that being hella hyped during the middle school time.
I remember, yeah.
But yeah, so you were playing that, and then.
So like, my business partner and I, that was when we were first like, let's turn this into a business kind of thing. So then like, I think like in my like depressed state, I kind of forgot about it, or was just playing to play or whatever. And then I don't remember much from this time period. I think I did, like, I sort of shut out that part. I don't know what I did after. And we both guilty of that. But like,
calling me out when you do the same shit, bro.
But not from my cherished childhood. Excuse you. My memories with you are
childhood, as if you're hella old now, fam.
I am old, bro.
Bro, I still remember our GameCube days.
Clone Wars, bro.
And what was that game that we were trying to hook up to the Game Boy at SP? Because it
Crystal Chronicles.
Yes.
Final Fantasy, yeah.
Yes, that was a dope game.
Did we? No, we didn't
Chronicles.
ever play the Game Boy version, did we?
I know we got it working once or something. I remember I had, because I got.
Or did we only have one? Was
one
it one of those
version?
One of those? Because the thing is, like, to hook it up to your Game Boy, it required a certain attachment.
Yes, yes.
Did we only have one?
I think so.
Yeah, because I remember this specific. My business partner and I ended up playing that together on the.
Also, you replaced me.
I didn't replace you, Kuya. You can never replace you.
I see. But that was our
different with you, Kuya. Shit.
That was our Super Smash days. It was gaming. It was all, even at Hawaii. When we were in Hawaii, it was all games.
Unreal Tournament.
Unreal. The submarine. Remember the submarine game?
Yo, that was a fake PS1 game. Yeah, that was the shit.
Bro, that was a great PS2 console. Yeah, because we had hella games from the Philippines.
I remember your what is it? Your
yes, like
fake games.
Fake booklet. Yeah, it's like a booklet of all the games.
And it had like sleeves for all the.
Yes. And then all the different games, even, and some of them wouldn't work. Right, we would try as
but the ones that did work were the ones that did.
Yep, they were dope.
Was it Submarine Hunt or something?
Yes, that was a great game. I think we almost finished it too, but I don't think we ever finished. It wasn't for those
pesky kids.
Goddamn computer. Yeah. We never finished that, I don't think. But that was all the Crash Bandicoot games.
Yo, the CTR games, Crash Team Racing.
They're remaking it.
Crash Team Racing?
Yeah, they're remaking and relaunching it.
Time to go.
Bro, real talk, this new Super Smash has been making me consider getting a Switch.
I know, me too.
It's been pretty
Michael
dope.
got a Switch? You have a Switch?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Can we play after this?
What are you doing later?
But I suck at it now. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad how bad I am.
The reflexes go away.
Compared to, I was super good on GameCube. And the new controller is kind of weird because the X button used to be on the right side of the A, and so you get a knuckle.
Oh, I remember that.
Knuckle switch.
Yeah.
You get that knuckle switch for that jump. You can do knuckle jump, but now the A is to the right of the XY, so it's like a weird jump combination, and it makes you jump more with the joystick, which is it's weird. But you can reconnect GameCube controller to the Switch now too. But what are we talking about? Turning it into a business.
So Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes.
So basically, what we wanted to do was create like a storefront. So I coded like a storefront, like an entire storefront for our business, which we put it up live and then realized we were paying too much in server expenses to justify, like, it's like we didn't make enough to justify paying the server expenses and like security and like all that shit. So then we closed that down, and then I started working again because I needed money. Generally, like, whenever I need money, I get a job for a bit and then leave. But it's really weird. I feel like
that's good.
I feel so weird saying that.
Doesn't want you to fucking starve.
Yeah. It's like something always comes up. I'm just like over here, like, oh god, I'm in debt, and then someone's like, hey, are you looking for it? Do you happen to? I know you're busy, but do you happen to be looking for a job right now? I'm like, oh, why? In fact, I am free.
Oh my god.
That's generally how it go. But.
And then, so how did you transition from? Because I know that you're running that full time now, right?
Sort of. Yeah. I mean, I've been running it full time for like a year. It's been difficult.
How's the process been in terms
It's weird. For our business, like
because I know you hired someone before too. You expanded a little bit.
We expand faster than we can pay ourselves, and that's not necessarily healthy. Like it's not. That means your business like the fundamentals of your business are.
So your
flawed.
business right now is selling cards.
It's two businesses.
What is it?
Or like traditionally like. Because my business partner's my business partner's specialty is like in sales and like people.
Is he working still to another job while running this? Just went full time for this. Okay.
And then for my so classically his experience and his specialties in sales and people. Classically my specialties in like the technical aspects of a business, like I don't know, like just management and like administrative stuff, and like, you know, this is how this works, and you should structure it like this, you should like the technical management of it, and also like programming. So like I was like programming and development, like because I come from like bigger companies, right? So then it's just like my first job was like managing a lot of money for ads like it's stuff like that. I come from large businesses, stuff like that, so I know how that works in that setting. So like I have that business background and also programming background, and then he has more like the soft skills that I don't necessarily have. So it's like that. He handles the Yu-Gi-Oh side of the business, so like he'll go to events, buy and sell. Is this okay?
Yeah.
It feels okay. No, it just feels a little weird.
It's a little bit there.
Okay, that's cool. Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah, but So like he'll go to events across the U.S. and then he'll just like fly over and be like, okay, so I'm gonna be here for 3 days. I'm gonna be like buying and selling cards for people, and just like take whatever money we have, like a couple grand sometimes, and then just be like, okay, I'm spending this money, and then come back with like a box of cards that we like put up on the internet and sell and repeat the process. It's basically like a compounding interest machine because like. The first year, like first and second year, we lost money, but like the money we were losing was like less and less over time. So it was like, it's like, oh, we have $1,000 here, go spend it on these cards, and it's just like, we shouldn't have bought those, because now it's worth 400.
That's happened. Yeah. That's happened a lot.
Yeah, so stressful.
So are you still pursuing this full time as your main venture? Like what's
I mean the other
where are you currently now, and then what's the other stuff that's keeping it afloat, and what's your plan in the future?
Well the side of the business that I manage is like a contracting. So contracting in terms of like web development.
So y'all do both the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and
we don't do both. We just have two businesses that like feed money into each other.
Oh, so basically you're running two businesses.
Sort of.
You're using.
They come together. There's a future plan for them to come together with something.
Together.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. That could be our theme song. Yeah. So
you can't. You have to pay rights to it.
Fuck it, I'll pay anything. But when we get there, it's all right. But like so like it seems like two very different businesses, but like we have like certain things that we want to do in the future. Like I don't mind going into it, it's super long, but basically like they are synergistic, but like
what's the other side? Is this web development consultation?
Yeah, so yeah, we just basically like do people's programming for them if they need it, and like doing any other consultation like marketing. Sometimes I still do my marketing stuff for people, and then set things up, run some ads for people, things like that.
I have a question. I know we talked about this before a little bit, but I just want to have this as a conversation piece too. I remember me asking, like, dude, you know how to code. Like, that's the #1 skill required, especially in Silicon Valley,
sure,
up in the Bay. And those motherfuckers are making so much money.
Yeah.
Like, they're making 6 figures like that. Things like, that makes me think, like, bro, if I was interested in learning how to code and working a job like that, I would love to be in that field and like doing it, because
I'm not interested in working for people.
So there, you don't want to work for other people.
No, it's the thing is like, you know, that whole thing I told you about, like, it's like, yeah, I kind of like sunk into like a minor depression for a while, and I just like vegetated for a few months. It's because it was like, it hurts my soul for like, if I say something and I know it's the fucking right thing and someone doesn't listen to me. Like,
I didn't know it's the right thing.
It cuts. Because it's closer to the right thing. It's like, it's definitely like you can't like I was not given any rationalization for like why not to do it.
Implement
or like rationalizations against it are not like, it doesn't fucking make sense. Like you're like copping out for a certain reason or whatever. And it's just like, it's like, if I disagree with someone that's like higher ranking than me, like it hurts me. It hurts me because it's like what I think. It's like, it's okay if like, I don't mind if it's like, if I say something needs to be done and someone's just like, oh, here's a good reason why not, and this is why we don't do it. And then it's just like, okay, like I understand that, maybe we can revisit it later or something. And it's like, not even that. It was just like, it was more like a yes, let's do it, and then never gets done.
How? What's the face? Yes, how the hell?
I don't know how to do it anymore. It's like, yeah. Yeah. That can be your thumbnail for it.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
so it was grinding on you. It hurts in a hierarchical situation where the leader is not doing the thing closest to the right thing.
Yes, or like at least like not giving it enough effort to like considering whether that was even the right thing or not. It's more like when that happens, I feel like I'm on the losing team, because it's just like, it's like you didn't even consider what I told you could. It's like what that could do for the company.
So
yeah.
You are more so prioritizing your own freedom to pursue projects and how to work versus like a salaried position in.
I've actually like I can only say I've worked like less than 5 jobs where like I enjoyed working there, mostly because like I agree with management. Mostly, but because I agree with management because I felt like we were on the winning team, you know? It's like, to me, like, I don't care if I'm like behind like, I don't care about the spotlight and stuff. Like, I don't care if like, oh, I'm my own man. I was like, I don't give a shit, dude. I care about being on the winning team. But the easiest way I can guarantee that I'm on the winning team is to fucking like, to be able to shot call without like impunity. Is that the right word? It's just like, the thing is like my business partner, right? Like, he has no qualms about telling me when he thinks I'm wrong. I was just like, I think this should be done like this. He's just like, why? That's like, it's like, I don't agree. And then like he'll just say, I don't agree, and then we just have like a conversation about it, and I'm like, oh, I could see your point, and I agree now, you know? Things like that. Like, I don't care about it's like, I don't care if it's like, if I'm not in the driver's seat. I care about like being on like what they would say, like being on the right side of history or something. It's like, I care about like running a business like conscientiously, like really thinking about and understanding what you're doing, and that way you can like be on the right side, like be on the winning team. And like what I experienced a lot with a lot of companies was just like, it's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, are you thinking about like, it's like, well, how did you even plan that? Like, where did you even like come up with that idea? Like, that doesn't accomplish like your set objectives. That doesn't like, you know, it's like, your objective is this, let me tell you, like, this is a good way to do it. And then it just falls on deaf ears kind of thing. And it's just like, it's like, you didn't even consider what I said. And it's like, I know I'm right, but like, if you want to talk about it and tell, it's like, so I can know I'm wrong, you know?
Segue question. What's interesting about this topic of like hierarchy and management, right? What was your experience in terms of the military in seeing structure of hierarchy? And you took a deep breath there. As you've gone through how many years already of your reserve status? I'm out
like, cause I was put in inactive reserves, but like, cause contracts are generally 6 years active reserve, 2 years inactive. So like I'm already in the last half year of my inactive reserves.
So you only have half a year left in your whole contract?
Yes.
Okay.
Entire contract before I like full.
So it's been 8 years since you entered?
2019 would be 8 years, yeah. Because I graduated 2011.
Oh, damn, fam.
Yeah.
Time fucking flies,
Oh God,
bro.
dude. But
God, Nico is taller than us now and has a deep voice, bro.
Yo, I haven't heard.
FaceTimed him today, and I'm like, what
Yo,
the
I gotta
fuck
do that
voice
later.
is coming out of this tall ass
This
dude?
is a man I'm speaking
He's a foot
to.
taller than Roselle, and
Tita Rosa, excuse me.
I
Where's
know,
your
I was testing. I know.
Nasaan ang respeto mo, ha?
Because pucha, Nico doesn't call her the mom, or he calls her Roselle. Like,
Talaga, bro?
yeah, they did not.
I think we would have got smacked if we did that.
We have to reteach them the culture.
It's too late. It's too late.
Boys, stop it! It hurts us.
It does. When you don't say tita or fucking
Or nanay,
nai
ma.
po,
You can't-
when you don't po up, bro.
I can't call Tita Evie, or my mom Flora.
Nope. Dude,
Flora.
even if I'm like pissed the fuck off, like I'll add a po at the end.
I cannot ever say
it's so-
Enidha. You know.
I just feel so uncomfortable just hearing like our parents' government names, bro.
Roselle.
That's why I felt so uncomfortable, dude.
But that fool is a foot taller than
That's
Inang
wild.
Roselle.
That's wild.
Has a deeper voice, but it's funny. His face still looks super similar.
So he's a
Like,
baby face.
Kind of, because he's still a freshman.
Yeah, he's young.
He's still young.
He got
yeah.
time. He got
Yeah.
time to get.
I
that
don't think even
jawline.
my face has changed. It's only changed more so in the last 5-ish years. Like that. Like, but it still looks super similar to like my high school, especially when I'm bald. When I just buzz it, it's all the same and everything. But other than that, hello.
Different person.
Hi.
It's my cousin.
I'm Christian.
Oh, hello.
Nice to meet you. We are recording a podcast.
I'm Amanda.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
She's like, yikes.
Pop tag. What are we talking about?
About Nico.
But before that.
Before that, about
Oh yeah, the
work.
structure in the military.
Oh, structure in
There
the
you go.
military.
And
Oh.
hierarchy like that.
I think it's a shit show. I think it's very effective for their stated purposes. And it's like not even stated purposes, actual purposes, like for war. Like if you're talking about war and shit like that, like it's effective. It's effective. Rank structure. Yes, sergeant. I'm moving, sergeant. You know, like time is of the essence kind of thing. And it's like if the essence is
So context. This is you're also enlisted versus.
I'm enlisted.
You're
yeah.
enlisted.
I
and
I
so-
actually work for a living.
Oh my God.
So
Whoa! Are you attacking officers now?
I mean, if you're in the military, you'll understand.
Wait, okay.
Relax.
Because honestly, I did not even know of the difference between enlisted and officers until you got enlisted.
Oh, until I got enlisted and
You
started
got-
like
and I was like, oh.
when I started like throwing shade at my at Uncle Mike.
And I was like, they seem to have a totally different experience.
Because
of
Uncle
the
Mike's like,
military.
oh yeah, the military's a really great place, and I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do shit. Nah.
Okay, so why? What's the?
It's like, okay, so like the thing is like enlisted is like kind of like your little work monkeys. So like we run the world. Like we clean your toilets, we cook your food, we do your laundry. We're like, it's like, you know, that Fight Club where they're just like, yeah, we do everything. Yeah, we run this place. Yeah, that's basically the enlisted.
The E4 Mafia.
Yeah, as we call it, the E4 Mafia.
I
runs the
heard that
world.
also in another podcast just recently after you told me about it.
Yeah, it's basically like the backbone of the military is like the enlisted because we do everything that the
grunt
officers
work.
tell us. Yes. So the officers would be like, hey, go run up on these people and like, you know, like let's say you're in war, it's like go run up on this town and you know, whatever. Yeah, that's us. Like we just do it, you know? And then officers are people that obviously like tell us what to do and do the paperwork, and like us, we'll do the work. So the thing is like, it's a very just like, I guess authoritative, like you can't go against their orders, and like even if like you just like resist it or whatever, like you can get like, how do I say this? Like even just for like attitude towards officers on what they said, like you can get like penalized, I guess you could say. It's things like that, but like it's like if you're in war and it's just like, hey, you guys go over there and go shoot. It's like go in that direction and like, you know, go shoot up some stuff, and then it's just like you're just like, why? Like why should I go do that? You know, like because you're like a grunt.
Yeah,
you're like you're just doing stuff to do stuff that they say, but then it's just like, well, the thing is like your commander plus like the 3 other commanders above him like have a much bigger plan in play. So you just do it.
Just listen.
You just listen, and it's effective because it's like they've been through this like how many times, like they've been through drills, they've been through like training, they've been through like they've studied this kind of stuff. Like they want to bring their soldiers back home safe. Like everyone gets a damn medal, not a coffin, bro. So that's where like it is effective for that situation. From a managerial perspective, I thought it was like, I remember this one time I was watching like a meeting for like officers, and then I was just like, what the actual fuck? Like this doesn't make sense. It was just like, I was like, this looks like just a circle jerk of like people just like nodding their heads at each other while they're like, great slides. And it's just like everything's like PowerPoint over there.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's like, in basic training you learn about death by PowerPoint. As we call it. I don't know if it's called that anywhere else, but it's like
death by Google Slides.
Essentially, not now in the cloud age, but like when I was going, like we didn't have Google Apps yet, or I don't know, maybe they were just starting. But yeah, that's death by PowerPoint, stuff like that. And I was just watching it, and I was just like, it's like I was listening to what they're saying. I was just like, this is not how us soldiers feel about the situation. Because it was like an exercise, like a training exercise, and a bunch of units come and like they'll do like simulated missions and stuff. And I was like, this is not what's happening on the front lines. Like I know what's happening with the soldiers. Like I am a soldier.
So in retrospect, right? You've gone through this whole experience. How do you view the military now? How do you view your decision going into it? Because also initially you did it to get the GI Bill.
I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to go in, but then it's just like I wanted the college money, so I went in.
But you also did not end up kind of taking the whole college route, right? So how has that like experience?
I stopped giving a fuck. Like I literally just like was just a body there to like, you know, fill their count, fill their like, oh, this guy showed up. Yeah, this was there. Like, because the thing is like,
what frustrated you about it? Was it that?
It's a lot of things. Because like at that point I was already making more money on the civilian side. I was like literally like my hours here could be spent working, which is like I did spend like most weekends working anyway. So then it was just like, it's like I could spend like half a day working like as a programmer, and then like less than half, a few hours, and make the same amount of money that I do being stuck here for like 12 hours in a day. And it's just like I can't even do shit while I'm here. Like sometimes I could, sometimes you can't. It's like sometimes you're doing like menial labor, like out in the motor pool, like maintaining vehicles that aren't even gonna be driven. It's just shit like that. And it's just like, this is fucking miserable, dude. Yeah.
So if you would have gone back, if you could go back to senior year high school, Angelo.
Oh, you want to do the retrospective?
Yeah. What would your kind of advice in terms of this life decision be?
I would just look at that fool and just be like, think very long and hard about how you want your life to play out. Think about what you want in your life, because like what I tell most people, like, it's like I'm thinking about joining the military. I'll be like, I don't discourage anyone from joining ever. I don't think that that's correct. I don't think that's the right way to do it. Because like, it's just like, you need to really think about how your time in the military is going to impact like your life direction, and like whether that's within your best interest or not.
Do you think you didn't think too much about it during that time? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's because my life direction changed while I was in the military. Or like from basic and from initial training. It didn't change drastically, but it changed enough for me to like derail and not go to college. Yeah.
But the real reason why you joined really was to pay for college.
Yeah. See, the thing is like, if I didn't join the military, I wouldn't have realized like what I wanted out of my life. Or I wouldn't have realized it like as much as I did. Mostly because it's like, I was just like, these are horrible conditions. And it's like, all this just for college money? I was like fucking like, there's one time we were like in the rain, like they were like making us like crawl in the mud and like roll in the mud and do push-ups and stuff. Like constantly just like PTing us into the ground for like 2 hours or more. Just like, it was like this track, and then there's like, it had this ditch in the middle. It was like tall grass, and like crawl in the mud, and it's just like 2 hours long, dude, and in the rain. And then like straight up, like I was just like, I don't think that's like, it's like doing that. That wasn't like the only time I got fucked up, you know. And then oh shit. Nah, but yeah, that wasn't the only time I got fucked up. But then I was just like, out of all the times that I got fucked up, I don't think it was like, it's like, this is what I have to do to get an education. I don't think so.
And so you didn't like that?
I didn't, it's not that I didn't like that, it's like I was okay with it, because like, you know, I think like for me, like the amount of sacrifice that I have to do for something, I don't care. Like I'll sacrifice like a lot before I stop, you know? And I guess that's good and that's bad, but it's like, I didn't want that for my kids.
Like that life?
Yeah, a life of having to like crawl just for an education. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I realized. Like I remember like when my mom came for graduation, I was like crying, dude, because I was
graduation like, for high school?
No, for basic training graduation. Like my first 9 weeks. I was crying mostly because it's just like, I don't want my kids to like have to go through something like this, you know?
Just for an education.
Yeah, and I was like, I really wanted to go learn how to do electrical engineering, you know, and stuff like that. And I was just like, I have to crawl in the mud? Like, I didn't, like I said, I didn't mind having to do it. I just had to like, I just have to do it, but like, I don't want my kids to do that.
Your kids to do that.
Oh, that's rough, man. That's why I was just like, I need to make bank. Like that's when I realized like, it's like, yeah, my path is okay, but like, you can only make a certain amount of money, like if you're not like engaged in business. Like your returns, like the more I guess like nowadays my perspective is a little more advanced, right? So then it's like the amount that you can make working is like capped, but then like the amount that it's like, let's just say sitting in the bank, right? You're gonna lose money because of inflation, right? So it's like you have to make a lot more. You have to make your money work for you. So it's like, let's say whatever, engineering 6 figures, cool, right? But then it's just like, what about the money for my kids to make sure that they are able to get an education if they so choose to.
So is that why you're passionate about business? And like why
I'm passionate about commerce. Does that make sense? Like how money is made. So like business, I think is like it's a very interesting way. It's not the only way to make money, obviously. There's like investing and like all that other, like there are a lot of different assets you could own for investing, but it's like a business I think is fascinating because it's a lot of moving parts. And I always like engineering is my thing, you know, because I like the moving parts. Ever since a young age, yeah, so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, like, now that you bring that as a metaphor of a business and applying like engineering concepts to it.
It's a machine.
You
It's
see
a
the different
cash-making
parts.
machine.
And then you also add the human dynamic of human relationships and how those people within the machine also influence the operation of that. You
Everyone's
have
a
the
cog in the
HR.
wheel.
Yeah, like, and like
I'm a cog
learning
in
how
the
to
wheel, yeah.
navigate that. I mean, that's a whole new analysis of Google's work setup, or Zappos, where they use alternative systems within the business because of their prioritization of certain human relationships or experiences like that. And that's all within like business frameworks and analysis.
Yeah, it's a very complex, like the way, I guess like from a very, like, that's completely correct. That's an interesting take, or an like, interesting perspective too, or interesting things to point out. Honestly, like all a business is it's a cash transforming machine. You put in cash and you get more cash at the end. Or you put in cash and you don't get a lot. But everything depends on like
Input and output.
Input, output, and like the transformation process in it. Does that make sense? So like that's what like fascinates me about that whole thing. Yeah.
Interesting. So you are a capitalist.
Are we talking about capitalism? No,
I was asking.
I don't. The thing is, like, I'm not very familiar with like all of the classifications on everything. So that's why I'm like, it's like when someone said like, what is it? I'm a libertarian or something. Because like I was like describing my beliefs. I'm like, it's like I think you were telling
I think
me.
I told you that.
Yeah, I was like, what exactly is that? Like, I don't know what you mean by like.
Like in
am I
terms
a
of
capitalist?
labels and like.
Yeah, I'm not very
political-
familiar with the labels.
Oh.
That's why I'm asking. Like, I don't know. It's like, by which do you refer to capitalism? Or that's why I don't know what you mean. Like, honestly, I don't. Like, it's
I think in general you could be described as a capitalist, or like at least somebody who is doing their best to learn the mechanism of cash transformation, which currently is operating within the larger system of capitalism.
Sure, yeah.
Which is dominant here in the U.S. and the Western
So being a
society.
capitalist means I
don't know if I would say that you are, or that you would self-identify with being a capitalist.
If I knew what
actually.
a capitalist was, I may or may not self-identify with it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if
That's
there
why
are belief systems.
Yeah, it's like what things do you have to believe, or what things are like the hallmark of capitalist beliefs?
Maybe that you want to excel within this capitalist system.
Sure. Yeah.
And I guess that makes you a capitalist.
I live in a capitalist system. I live
Because there are people who live within this system but want to change it. And
Sure.
they want to change it into like
into what?
like socialism.
Sure. I mean,
Democratic socialist, whatever.
I mean
So they wouldn't-
that's y'all's problem, or whoever I'm talking to. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying like that's y'all's problem. Like, sure. Yeah. I mean, the way I see a lot of things is like, it's like don't judge the field. You know what I mean? Don't judge. Like for me, it's like don't judge the way things are. Like, and I understand
And try
that's
to
not
change
that's not very progressive. Sure. Like I agree. It's not. But like that doesn't stop me from like favoring just like looking at the way things are and doing my best to make like an objective judgment on it. And my judgment is like, how do I get my kids to college without them having to crawl in the mud for like 9 weeks?
I feel it.
I think the best way for me to do that would probably be to try to make some money. How do I make some money? Do my best to work the capitalist system. You know, like that's my assessment of it. I'm not, a lot of the times, like I prefer to avoid making value judgments on things because it's like, what's the fucking point? It's like, and then you can say like, oh, that issue doesn't like affect you. That's why you're not making a value judgment whether something's good or bad or not. And it's just like, I mean, I guess, you know, it's just like I have certain objectives. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I have certain objectives, like it's like, you know, like my kids go to college without having to worry, you know, or without like anything being like getting in the way of that. Like let's say like a family emergency happens, they're still set for college, you know. It's like thank God we have extra money.
So a lot of what's driving you is thinking about the next generation, like
potentially whether it's like if I have kids, sure. If I don't have kids, then like the next generation, as in the people who end up like running the company. Like I always think about like when I bring people on board, I think of them as like they're in my care. It's like they expect to, you know, be able to feed their families and be able to, they have their own dreams. They want to like make it in the world too. They want to be recognized that, you know, they have talents, you know, things like that. That's why it's like, that's the way I feel about people that work for us. It's stuff like that where it's like the next generation to me is like the people that work for us, or like the people that will work for us in like 10, 20 years. Because I like what my business partner, or like at least what I talk about my business partner like is pretty much on the same page currently. Is that it's like for me, I see this business as I run it till the day I die.
Really?
Yeah. Because like the day I die is like when the line of succession takes effect. Whoever.
Wait, so which part of the coding, no,
the business. Because the thing is like our longer term goals, like our businesses, the current 2 businesses we're running, like have certain like culminations. Like they lead to something that's like. It's
like
okay,
another evolution.
We did this, we do this, so then we also do this, but because we did this, then we can do this, and like different things. Like for example, like maybe like 30 years later, like what we want to be able to do is like consulting for other companies at 20, 30, we don't know when, just like in the future, for example. But like it's like it's like what would make us qualified to consult for other companies. It's like, well, we have a lot of clients that are, you know, it's like it's all like leads to like a progression of like different businesses inside of our umbrella.
So you feel that you are at this business, this company, until like you found it, and this is what you want to build until your death.
Yeah.
Dope. That's pretty respectable.
It's like why would I want to go away from like work? It's not to like, I don't think it's like avoidance. I think it's just like it's like I want to build something, and like I want to keep building. Like why would I stop building? It's like let's say I build something for like 30 years. Why the fuck would I stop? If I have health problems or something that is like stress related, probably yeah. You know, barring things like that. Sure, yeah, I'll probably take a break. I don't know what I'll do. Well, that's future me's problem. But,
interesting.
You know, it's like, why would I want to stop? I love doing it. I love just like the thought of like, this could be something bigger. Like, it's like this could live past my lifetime. That's the next generation, you know?
Cool. So, like starting to wrap up, I like asking this last thing. What are 3 pieces of advice that you would give to your younger self?
Sound bites? Fuck, I'm bad with sound bites.
Not sound bites.
It's sound bites, dog.
All right. If you're thinking about it, I don't even sound bite it out.
Like, no, you know what I'm talking about though. It's like the 3 things, and it's just like, fuck, if I had prepared. Okay, so let's try.
But context-wise, like think about what we were talking about, right? You could think about that younger dude going through middle school, high school, like playing those games.
Advice. Can you repeat the question?
What are 3 pieces of advice that you would give to your younger self, and you can span it through time?
My younger self.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would suggest thinking about like making that decision of going to
military wasn't a mistake.
Or okay, in that time frame. That's what
would
I'm
I
saying.
even give
right out of
myself
high
advice?
school.
That's the problem.
Or then maybe when you were down, when you were in the what's this called? not liking your employer, or even younger?
All right, so I guess just to begin, like, the non-serious advice is like, bro, stop, like in high school, it's like, bro, don't drink so much so you can drink more later. All right, so serious advice for work or anything really. Because the thing is, like, my main drive is like to create like kind of like a business empire kind of thing, like, or kind of like a big business. But a lot of the things that like I wish that I want to say are like, hindsight is 2020.
Yeah,
so that's not even valid advice. Yeah. You know, I feel like, because like the thing is, like, if you were to talk about my past self, I don't think I did anything wrong in that moment. Because it's just like, you could say like, be more self-aware, right? And then it's just like, I was as self-aware as I could have been in that moment. Does that make sense? It's like there's levels to this shit, you know?
So you're not like...
I don't know if I could even give myself advice. I probably like things like save more money. But then it's just like, by knowing the outcome of the stock market, that makes the advice wrong or invalid. Like, it's like, of course you're gonna say that. The stock market like made like this much return in 10 years. Like, no fucking shit. Like my current, like, cause then like I started like learning about investing, and like I put some money into my retirement fund for the army, right? And then it's like I had like 2-3K or like 2K, about like 2,500, right? Or maybe like 2K, I don't know, not a lot, but like basically you have choices of like, do you want to invest it into safe government bonds that make like a return that like barely matches inflation or like loses to inflation by like a 1 percentage point or something? It's like, do you want to do government bonds, or do you want to like invest in the broad stock market, or do you want to do this, or or do fixed income or whatever? And I'm just like, I'll take the government bonds because they're the safest. They're guaranteed by the government. And then now I'm here sitting like doing a full withdrawal on my retirement money, just because it's like, it's only 2,500, it's nothing. So I'm just like, I still have 2,500 bucks because I chose to put in a fucking government funds, like government bonds. And it's just like the only way you would know that that was wrong is that like by knowing the outcome of the stock market. Because if the stock market didn't do well, I wouldn't be saying that. But it's like, okay, so I guess your question's a complicated one. Fuck.
You're complicating the question. You're
because it's like
analyzing the question.
It's like, how could I give advice that's helpful? But then it's just like I was already thinking about these things. It's just like, you need to save more money. It's just like, yeah, no shit. Like my old self would just be like, yeah, no shit, dude. Like what? Okay, probably like start saving money sooner, right?
Maybe it's not a younger version of you. That could be somebody else, basically. Right?
Oh, someone else I could do this. I'm not.
Yes,
that person might not be as stubborn as me.
Yes, exactly. So but maybe who might be going through similar.
Okay, so
things.
So at least like do things like learn about read The Intelligent Investor. There's things like that. Like at least learn the basics of finance, so you could like understand how to like manage your money in a way that's like that will like so you have some wealth built up and you don't get like better money management in general. Like I think our generation lacks a lot of like money management skills.
We're not taught that.
And it's like you're not taught to say, like nowadays, like I put in a certain amount of my money, like 10-20%, I save it into like, I at least put it in the stock market, or just like, put it away. Because it's just like, if shit hits the fan, you're gonna need some funds, you know, like medical emergency or whatever, you know? You're gonna need some money. It should be there for you. So money management, and try investing, because there's a lot of like conservative investing you could do that's like very small risk, and it's not gambling. There's a lot of stuff that you could do there.
Stay away from Bitcoin. during
I can't
the
say that.
January.
You only
time.
say this is like my problem with that kind of advice. Is like
Bro,
it's like
it was
you.
a joke, dumbass.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
My bad, dude.
And last.
So that's like I think a lot of it is like take care of yourself, like more self-care, bro. Like should have been working out sooner. Should have been watching your health. What you have to think about is like, what's the worst case scenario? What are the worst case scenarios that happen to people, and how can I prevent them? Because it's just like, let's say like medical emergency and now I'm broke. How do you prevent that? Fucking have some money in the bank saved up or invested, you know? Fucking got a heart attack. How do you do your best to prevent that? Is fucking workout, exercise, eat a little better, eat better, things like that. You know, there's things you could do to prevent that. It's like,
So just eat. Treat your body better.
self-care, not treat yourself better, like treat your future self better. Because it's like you say, you just like, because I've done this, like I ate like shit, and then like I went to the doctor, got my baselines, and it was just like, this was like 5 years ago, and it was just like, it's like my base, what's up, dude? It's like my baselines were like complete garbage, right? It was just like, you're like pre-hypertensive with high cholesterol, and I was just like,
God.
it's stuff like that, and then it's just like, okay, now I need to. It's like, that's why I'd be like, okay,
And
so
how old were you when you?
I was like 20 or 22 or something.
bro.
Yeah, it was. That's why I'm just like, you need to. It's like watch like care about your future self. You know, I think that's like the most that I could say. Because like the thing is, I do it a lot already, but like I probably don't do everything that I can, everything I should. So.
Dope.
I think that's. I don't know what else to say, man.
All good.
Oh yeah, if it's to someone that's not me, fucking follow your. It's like, first of all, like know your dreams and follow your dreams, because like for me, it's like I was set ever since I was like 4. 'Cause I was just like, I want to be an electrical engineer. I was like putting wires together and watching sparks. I was just like on a 9-volt battery. I was like, and it's like, it's really bad to short batteries. Let me tell you, but I wanted to be an electrical engineer since I was like 5 or I was super young. But you need to know what the fuck you want out of your life. Like, it's like, let's say, imagine like when you're like 80 or something and you have like grandchildren or great grandchildren, whatever, and then like you have like all your friends and whatever. It's just like, how do you want that life to look like? What can you say? What do you want to be able to say you accomplished? It's like, who do you want to be there on your deathbed? Whose lives did you want to affect? It's like, you need to figure that shit out and get on it fucking pronto. And like, fuck everything else, fuck what people say. You need to fucking get on top of it, because it's like, for me, it's just like, I think you understand this well. It's like, for me, like not finishing school and getting into industry ASAP, I was already like a competent developer within like pretty early in my career, and then like pretty good competent marketer as well. So it was like I hit competency pretty quickly, and it's just like, go back to college, and it was like lots of arguments and stuff. But then it was just like, I was like, nah, fuck that shit, you know, like not like that obviously, but I was just like, this doesn't make sense for me, and let me give you like 50 reasons why, you know. And then it's just like, no, but college, and it's just, you know, a lot of arguments, but like it depends. A lot of people would have like, you know, succumbed to that like pressure from their parents and stuff. But I guess my mom raised me with enough like independence to be able to be independent of her. So
That's the top quote for this podcast. My mom raised me with enough independence to be independent of her. I feel
it's
it.
really true. It's
Yeah.
really true. Like I could talk about that for like hours. But anyway, let's not do it.
For sure.
It's like that. Like, you need to fucking understand what your life, like what you want your life to be like things that you want out of your fucking life, and like start if you're not gonna do something, research how you're gonna do it at the fucking very least, and then put it like print it out, put it on your fucking table, and remind yourself every day. These are the things I need to do, and like even if you're not gonna do it, at least remind yourself. It's like remind yourself that there are things you want and there's a way to get it. It's like for me, it's like there are things I want to, a large business that does specific things. I want to hit, specific milestones, and I want to do it, and I want to be able to like look back on my life and say, oh, I really did these things. I really affected people's lives in a positive way. Like employees. Like I want to make sure that they're well taken care of, that they're living their best life. And like watching my employees live their best life is my fucking best life. That's the way I feel about it. I'll pay them before I pay myself any fucking day. I've actually done that. Like I've taken like months of no pay to pay employees to make sure they get to eat. It's shit like that where it's just like, don't let shit get in the way of your fucking dreams. But even before that, like everyone always says like, oh yeah, don't let anything get in the way of your dreams. But then before that, know what your dreams are. Because a lot of people like don't really understand.
How do they know what their dreams are?
You gotta think about it. You have to do some real deep introspection. And sometimes your dreams come with like petty ass shit, like petty ass baggage. Like we were talking about earlier, like you're just like, oh, like back from when I was a kid, like I saw Kuya and stuff like that. And sometimes your dreams are just like, yeah, I want a harem of bitches.
Oh my God.
If that's in your list of dreams, great. How you get there? Well, I don't see why that's fun. People always laugh when I say shit like that, but it's not funny to me. It's real life. It's real out here. I don't make a value judgment on that. That's what you want. How are we gonna get it? How are we gonna attain it? Go out to the club, talk, learn how to do it, learn about open relationships, maybe talk with people in open. It's an example. Like all goals don't need to be like lofty. It's like every facet of your life, you should understand what you want out of something because you're not running circles and like
chasing someone else's dream.
Chasing someone else's dream or avoiding your own dream. What's worse is like it's like you're walking in circles, avoiding the things you want because there's social stigma around it. It's just like for me, it's like I want to become a business owner. Oh, but I want to go to. But it's like, oh, but everyone says I should go to college, so I can go to college and I'll work a job. Like I'll work like a minimum wage job so I can go to college so I can, this is shit like that. Like it's like I'll beat around the bush, and it's just like I'll go to college and then I'll start my business. Who knows? Maybe that would have turned out better for me, but like I don't think so. That's not my assessment of the situation. And that's why it's just like you need to like really consider what you want out of this life and do your due diligence to make sure you're on the right path. Like I constantly like reassess like a lot of things. Like, am I doing this the right way? Is this the best way to do it? Is there a better way? Who might know a better way? Maybe I should go talk to that person.
Word. Thanks for sharing, bro. That's 2 hours. We went 2 hours. Do you have any last thoughts, shout outs? What's your business? Where can they find your services?
Oh, we don't have a website yet.
The website developer doesn't
Absolve.
have a website.
I literally have this conversation like multiple times a year. But the thing is like see, that's where I thought about like, that's what I mean. Like I have certain goals and I know what I want to achieve. And it's like, I can show you later, but I had this whole write out about like why it's not profitable to like continue on the path like just on our path of business, which would make a website kind of like less than necessary. I don't know, whatever. But Absolve Gaming, shout out to Absolve Gaming, that's my business.
Absolve Gaming, search them up. Y'all have good ratings.
Yeah, we have good ratings on TCG Player.
On TCG Player, is that a seller?
TCG Player is like an eBay for or Amazon for Yu-Gi-Oh cards only.
Oh,
it's like a specific like marketplace for Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Cool.
You got hella good ratings.
Can contact you through Houses Are Big on Instagram and Twitter,
Snapchat, Twitter. I like Twitter and IG probably.
But not every house is actually big.
Excuse you, relatively speaking, perception is relative. And there is always a smaller house until we hit the molecular level. But fuck all that shit. Houses are big.
Houses are big. That means houses are A-R-E. It's descriptive.
Is there like a...
Not a possessive hour.
Is there a... Yes. A-R-E. Houses are big. Yes, but is there like a... You know how like they have like a Black History Month? Is there like a Filipino history month?
Oh my God, are you so out of the loop? It's October.
Octubre?
I'm so disappointed of... I'm Mr. Woke-ass ethnic studies.
He don't live with me no more. It's not his fault. I don't get mad at this.
It doesn't reach my family.
It doesn't reach your family because you're not loud enough, dog.
I haven't been able to get to my cousins, oh my God.
If you ain't talking, nobody will hear.
Oh shit. Oh, I just fucked up my thumb. Ow, live on... Oh, that hurt, dude.
Oh, yikes, dude.
Oh, because I overextended
Yeah,
it.
no, I feel you.
I've had this thumb fucked up because of jiu-jitsu before, too. Wow. Okay, cool.
It's a secondary
Thanks for coming on, brother. Shout out to Cosmic Cube.
Cosmic Cube Studios.
Cosmic Cube Studios, where we're at right now. They're
Temple City.
They're reaching out to other creatives. They have a great spot here. If you want to reach Angelo, if he has offended you in any way, please, I highly encourage you to shout him out on Twitter. Call him out and let's like see where those conversations go. I'm going to observe. I cannot guarantee any civil communication between you and him.
I'm always, dude.
He's very loving at the core. He's also very sarcastic. If you follow his Facebook feed, it's kind of, sometimes I'm worried about the things that he posts. Then I just,
dude, it's called shit posting.
I just frozen it. I just let it go.
I shit post on Twitter too.
So follow the boy because he makes he knows how to push everyone's buttons.
I'm not even serious. I'm so
he is bipartisan in offensiveness.
I'll offend anyone. if you breathe, you get offended.
But I love this boy. Thank you. He's rocking the Kilf shirt. Ooh, rock the Kilf shirt.
Was bragging.
Oh my God. Some of the things, like, I just don't understand why he does. Doesn't condone. I don't condone it, but we don't live in the same. we don't live in the same area anymore. My sphere of influence has drastically reduced.
Once he moved, it was like this. I went to be a shit poster. He became a woke ass individual.
Bro, I'm not even.
I know, like, actually, I've met like hella annoying
the
people.
amount of shit that I get called out on some shit too. But anyway, good heart on this dude. I gave him weed peanut butter when we were like...
Yo, that birthday was tight!
I forgot what birthday it was.
It was like, I think it was 17.
No, you already passed.
You don't want to talk about this on
you were already in the military.
No.
Yes, bro. When I dropped it off at that house...
Ever since I joined, I was completely off.
Oh yeah, you had.
No, I was strict about that.
Oh shit, so you were 17.
I was very strict.
It's okay.
That was a good night. Honestly, this was like me waking up in the morning at that pad. It was just like I had this really thick jacket, and I just woke up. I was like, oh. And then I just look in my pockets. I was like half-eaten banana and half-eaten your like weed peanut butter sandwich. I'm like, oh. God, that's a good night. That's when you know you had a good night. It's like random ass shit in your fucking pockets, and it's a banana.
What I would say though is, I wish we had better guidance in terms of how to use weed, because I definitely. Oh, okay. Then I definitely overused it during that time. I went like 2-3 years of like daily smoke, like wake and bake.
I remember that.
Yeah. I think that was.
You had a vaporizer too. I remember that. Yeah. That was cool.
That's why I was viewed as a bad influence during that time. I was a bad influence during that time.
It's all right. You had a medical card. It was completely government sanctioned.
It was medical. It was for.
No problem.
I was self-medicating, right?
You had a lot of back pain.
Back pain.
Was it back pain?
It was. And I think it was also self-medication of social anxiety that I had, but I think it could have been addressed in addition, like in other ways as well.
Dude, weed makes me more anxious.
I feel that now too. There are certain points where it does make me feel more anxious, but I think during that time I was using it as an escape. I was using inebriation of any kind, alcohol and weed, so that I could feel as if, oh, now I'm more loose, I'm more loving.
I know
so
what
now
you mean.
I could talk to this girl, and like I remember
Ecstasy,
I was going
maybe?
more on that. Yeah, I was even like talking to more girls like at the gym when I was high on weed. But then I was using that as an escape.
It's a crutch.
Like, as a crutch, as a false.
So you walk around like you have a crutch on.
And then I would feel like I would need to be a certain level of inebriated
to be able to communicate.
Yeah. And so that's why I'm not against it now, but I'm glad I took hella years off it to kind of build those skills.
You have to have like
independently.
You have to have like an unhealthy relationship to know that it's unhealthy.
And then only after that learning, like you fully understand.
That's tough, right? That's hard because sometimes, like, especially when I'm guiding youth, I kind of don't want them to go through some of my own shit, the shit that I've done, which was bad. I'm like, how will they learn?
I think the best thing you can do for people in that situation is like just kind of like make sure that they're aware of what's going on. Like put them on alert, but not like don't make them push you away.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, you know, like this is what happened to me. It's like let's have a talk, and you know, let me tell you, like this is what happened to me. And it's like I understand that you're gonna want to do this, but just be on alert that like you may or may not be able to develop a healthy relationship with this. So it's like once it gets in the way, you know, of other things that you want to do with your life, and I think that's what like strong life purpose is, what I was talking about earlier. But like if this gets in the way of like your day-to-day life, you need to like really be careful be careful with these things. You know, there's a lot of things. So
Damn, adding Angelo is now Kuya Angelo.
Man, I'll always be adding to you, bro.
Love you, brother.
Love you
Thanks
too,
for
man.
coming on.